my heartfelt apology that changed everything at the reunion. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. The name tags are in a shallow acrylic tray, alphabetized and too glossy under the hotel's chandelier. My hands shake as I reach for mine. Alex. The Sharpie bleeds a little where the X crosses. I practice the first line of my apology under my breath. I'm here to take responsibility, not rewrite history. A volunteer in a Navy lanyard stamps my wrist with a faint wolf mascot, a joke from senior year, and the ink stings like citrus on a cut. I can feel eyes before I see them. 2, 3, more, like heat lamps turning toward a timid plant. The ballroom doors are cracked open. The DJ tests a throwback playlist at polite volume, symbols like tinfoil. I used to run from this kind of room. Tonight, I walked in on purpose. Years ago, one night at school spun our friend group into shrapnel. I carried the rumor people preferred to believe, because it was cleaner to blame the coward who left early. Me. I've rehearsed my apology driving here. No excuses, specific harm, how I'll make it right. But in the check-in line, my chest buzzes with that old static. I'm not here to be forgiven. I'm here to stop letting a wound fester into a personality. The volunteer smiles without recognition. Photo booth is by the trophies, she says, like I'm a normal person who wants prop mustaches. My phone vibrates once in my pocket. A DM from an unknown handle. Don't pretend you forgot what you did to him. The timestamp reads 6:12 p.m. The reunion starts at 7. I arrived at 6:05. Someone has eyes on me already, or they scheduled this to land like a slap. I hear laughter. Sharp, familiar. Jordan's voice. The same pitch that could cut me to pieces or stitch me closed. I swallow and step through the doors, finding Mia's hair first, red against navy, a lighthouse. I pin the tag over my heart, center it, then wonder if I deserve to wear it at all. And then Jordan turns, sees me, and his jaw hardens like a door chain sliding home. Before everything soured, we were predictable in the best way. Late-night diner waffles after games, study marathons in the library corner that smelled like dust and lemon cleaner, Mia making peace between any two hotheads with a well-timed joke. Jordan and I were a matched set, lab partners, co-captains, idiots with a shared Google Doc of dumb quotes. Senior spring had an exhausted sweetness. We'd earned our weathered backpacks and permanent ink on our hands. Even now, if I close my eyes, I can hear the metal clatter of the gym bleachers and the hiss of the soda machine. The night that undid us started small. Late practice, a canceled bus, a last-minute switch of shifts at the coffee place where I worked. I left early, stupidly confident everyone knew where I'd be. My one choice I regret most. I lent my phone to someone while I grabbed supplies from the back room because my battery was dead and the coach's office had a charger. It felt like nothing. By morning, some people thought I'd sabotaged the county scholarship shortlist by accidentally forwarding a confidential email chain to the wrong inbox. The word accidentally had teeth. Jordan's interview slot vanished. I didn't just look careless. I looked strategic. We fought in the hallway by the trophy cases. He said, "Tell me you didn't sell me out." And I said, "I didn't." And the way he flinched told me my word no longer mattered. Mia pulled us apart when security came. A week later, I hid at home while group chats bled me out. Then college, then distance, then silence calcified into the story everyone carried. Alex messed up, then ghosted to avoid consequences. Last week, a message from a burner account pinged my memory like a tuning fork. You should apologize while people still care enough to listen. That line felt like both mercy and a dare. Tonight, I'm here to take the dare before it becomes a sentence. And someone intends to make sure my apology detonates in public again. I barely cross the threshold when the air changes. Conversations go fridge cold, then thaw just enough to pass for civil. A name tag flutters off the table and skates to my shoe. Amber. And for a second I consider swapping identities and living simpler. Mia catches me first, loops me into a quick hug that smells like rosemary and 1,000 shared snacks, then studies my face with a medic's accuracy. People heard things, she murmurs, shielding us with her hair. Just lead with the part where you're not defending yourself. I'm not. I say, and mean it, even as my heart pummels the lie detector in my ribs. At the bar, Jordan stands with 3 former teammates and a person I barely recognize until the tilt of their grin slots into an old memory. Theo, class clown turned walking podcast of other people's business. Their gaze lands on me and sticks like gum. Well, if it isn't the archivist, Theo says loud enough to turn heads. Got any emails to forward tonight? The laugh track arrives on cue. My mouth dries into newsprint. I manage, "Hi, Jordan," and my voice tries to hide behind the fake ferns. He nods once, but it's a blade, not a bridge. "Didn't expect you," he says. "I promised myself I'd come," I answer. "I owe you words." Someone brushes past, and my tag peels halfway. Like even the adhesive has second thoughts. The DJ raises the volume a notch. The synth line from a decade-old hit buzzes in my molars. The photo booth flashes near the trophy cases, same spot where Jordan and I once argued until my throat felt skinned. The volunteer announces a memory circle at 8. The committee invited Dr. Patel to moderate. My stomach dips. A circle is either a refuge or a gallows, depending on who brings receipts. Mia squeezes my elbow. "People are ready to pounce or to listen," she whispers. "Not both." Across the room, someone takes a picture of me without pretending not to, and then I see my name tag taped to the trash can with the word liar scrawled across it. I ask Jordan for 5 minutes somewhere quiet, a tiny request that feels like asking a house to lean. He weighs it, eyes flat with an old grief that hardened into a habit. "2," he says, and we slip into the hallway where the trophy cases reflect a slightly better version of anyone who looks. Fluorescents buzz. The air smells like wax and stale pride. "I came to apologize," I start. "Not to argue the past into a shape I like." "Apologize for what, specifically?" he says, crisp as a lab question, the old cadence that once made me smarter by proximity. "For leaving you carrying fallout I helped cause," I say, hands open. "For not staying to take the heat I deserved for being careless. For establishing a precedent of disappearance that hurt you more than my actual mistake." He blinks. Some part of him softens, then rescinds the offer. "You forwarded a confidential shortlist," he says. My interview vanished. "That wasn't careless, Alex." "I didn't," I say, then clamp my mouth because that sounds like defense creeping in a window. What I know is my phone was out of my hands for 10 minutes that night. I didn't track how long the charger took. I didn't imagine anyone would touch. "Convenient," Theo says from the doorway, audience now established. A spotless conscience and a dirty phone. The small circle that gathered inhales scandal like helium. Someone says they heard I bragged about leveraging access. Another claims a teacher hinted I'd do anything to equalize outcomes. I taste metal, as if shame puts pennies on the tongue. "I never bragged," I say, voice low. "I was drowning." Jordan's jaw ticks. "You didn't even show up to the appeal," he says. He's right. I stayed home, cheeks hot with a fever of humiliation and a coward's algebra. I swallow that truth whole. In the glass behind him, the reflections multiply. Alex apologizing, Jordan defending, Theo curating. A notification vibrates in my pocket. A calendar reminder I'd set earlier, 8:30 p.m. Apology, then facts, then stop. And then Theo smiles and says he has screenshots that will blow the room open tonight. The bar hums like a beehive as I regroup with Mia and Sam near the windows. Sam had promised to swing by for support, not surveillance. But his eyes are already scanning like a bodyguard's. "You look like you're about to sprint," he says. "Do not sprint. I asked for 2 minutes and got trial by hallway," I say. "I need to do this right. In front of everyone. Then I'll share what I found. In that order." Mia nods. "Lead with harm you caused. Don't bury their hurt under a twist." I pull out my folded speech, the draft I wrote this morning at my kitchen table while the kettle shook on the burner. It's full of crossed-out strategies, jokes, disclaimers, clever pivots. I tear it in half and drop it in the recycling bin, heart pounding like I just burned a passport. No defense, I tell them. No charts first. Just the words Jordan deserved then. Sam taps the table with one finger, thinking. "When you get to the evidence, keep it kitchen table simple. Times. Where? Who else saw? No detective cosplay." "Got it," I say, even as my brain wants to build a flowchart. I show them the DM that landed at check-in. "Don't pretend you forgot what you did to him." Same font as every ghost and threat the internet ever offers. Mia's mouth tightens. "Someone wants you rattled," she says. "Don't give them their favorite flavor." The committee announces the circle in 10. People drift that way, Conversations pulling like magnets. I can feel the physics of attention rearranging the room. Jordan stands at the edge, arms crossed, not refusing. Theo is already theatrically rolling his shoulders as if warming up to perform civic duty. My palms sweat through paper towels. My name tag curls at the corner like it's trying to leave me. I breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, counting 4 and 6, the way my therapist taught me when truths needed scaffolding. And then a stranger brushes past and whispers, "Check your old sent mail for May 18th. The hallway outside the ballroom is quieter, the carpet a blue ocean that muffles panic. I lean against the cool wall and open my email app, hands remembering passwords my mind might forget. Archive. Search. May 18th. The list populates like a slow confession. At 11:14 p.m. The night everything cracked. There's a message from my account forwarding the scholarship shortlist to a public folder with a messy name. Subject line, FWD, final names, do not share. My stomach flips as if elevators are stacked under my feet. But there's a second detail. The signature block is wrong, missing the silly quote Mia once dared me to add. Measure twice, speak once, the one I never removed. Also, the location tag is gym Wi-Fi, though I remember being across campus and the coach's office charging my phone because the gym network was famously awful. I scroll deeper. A draft voicemail in my visual voicemail folder sits unsent, time-stamped 11:09 p.m, addressed to Jordan. I hit play. Static. Then my voice, warped like it's speaking through a paper bag. Meet me by the lockers. It'll make sense. I never recorded this. I feel the blank of it, the negative space of a memory that isn't mine. Photos back me up. A time-stamped shot at 11:12 p.m. shows me in the coffee shop stockroom holding a box of syrups like a lopsided trophy, grinning at a coworker's dumb joke. The corner TV displays the weather crawl. Storms after midnight. The coach's office camera, down that night, the retired coach told me, would have shown my phone plugged in behind his desk while I hunted for cups. My heart clicks into a lock it recognizes. If not me, then who? The third party who used my phone during that 10-minute gap didn't just send an email. They engineered the alibi mess with a fake voicemail and the gym network tag. Why? To move someone, not just information. To be sure Jordan would be in the wrong place at the wrong time when he needed to be rested and ready. My calendar buzzes. Circle starts in 2 minutes. Alex, breathe. And then I see a Wi-Fi login screenshot saved in my photos, last used by a device named Theo's iPad. I can practically taste the adhesive under my name tag now, bitter like aspirin. The retired coach's memory, Jordan's vanished interview, the wrong signature, the Wi-Fi artifact. These aren't movie clues. They're boring, real, human mistakes. I text Sam, find Theo's device names if you can remember. He replies with a single line. He used to label everything Theosopad like it was a brand. The screenshot on my phone shows a login success at 11:13 p.m. to gym guest, Theo's iPad, connected through my account's remembered credentials because the school's captive portal tied to student emails. Someone had both my phone and his tablet in the same 2-minute window. I step into the breeze by the side exit to steady my brain. It smells like rain flirting with asphalt, like we're 20 again and everything is happening at once. A dusty trophy case inside reflects the back of my head and a sign about school pride. Pride, the kind that shreds friendships or cements them. My thumb scrolls to old text threads with the ex-assistant to the principal, a person who once told me the shortlist mail only ever went to 2 admin accounts and ours to look over, never the public folder. Could anyone else forward it? I had asked months ago, when I first let myself look. With saved credentials and a connected device, it would be trivial, they wrote back. No one wanted to open that can. People moved on. People moved on without me, or around me, or through me. I checked timestamps. The stockroom photo, 11:12. The fake voicemail, 11:09. The forward, 11:14. The Wi-Fi login, 11:13. The pattern isn't elegant, it's opportunistic. You don't need a mastermind, just proximity and a motive ugly enough to override conscience. I pocket my phone, pulse kicking like an untrained drummer. The circle is forming. Dr. Patel holds a clipboard like a lifeguard's float. Mia catches my eye, nods once. Jordan doesn't look away, which hurts in a way that looks like hope wearing armor. This is where I do what I didn't years ago. Speak plainly, stay put, and face what follows. And then, as I head back, Theo lifts his glass and mouths. Can't wait to hear your version. We sit in a loose oval of folding chairs, the DJ fading out to a respectful hush. The chandelier hums like honey. Dr. Patel sets expectations. No interruptions during an apology, then a structured response. My legs buzz as if the metal chair is wired. I introduce myself as if anyone forgot. I'm Alex. A ripple of understated laughter. I'm here to apologize for what I did and didn't do. I say the words I practiced. I forwarded pain by disappearing. I left Jordan to carry the consequences of a mistake associated with my name. I'm sorry for running. I'm sorry for abandoning the appeal. I'm sorry for acting like silence could be penance. The room is quiet in the way of rooms where people want to argue but are choosing not to, for now. Jordan's eyes shine, not with tears, but with that glassy focus he gets when he's holding himself together out of respect for the ceremony. Thank you, he says when invited. I needed to hear that years ago. The circle exhales. I ask permission to share a few verifiable details, not a defense, just context that might matter to people still carrying a story that hurts. Dr. Patel nods. 3 heads nod with him, 2 shake, 1 rolls. I keep it soft. The wrong signature block, a time-stamped stockroom photo, an unsent voicemail I can play later, and a Wi-Fi login that suggests my phone and another device were together during the critical minutes. I do not name a culprit. I name a possibility and the stakes. Jordan deserved sleep and trust the night before his interview. He got neither. Theo laughs once, small and performative. So a ghost did it, he says. How convenient that your evidence is so screenshot-based. It's boring, I say, which is how truth often survives a decade. I stop short of the why because the why is a nuclear guess until someone claims it. And then the hotel projector flickers to life unprompted, displaying a saved lock screen photo of Theo's iPad connected to Jim Guest at 11:13 p.m. Murmurs tangle like fishing line. Dr. Patel raises a palm. The room slows from stampede to shuffle. We'll continue, he says, voice low but persuasive, if we can commit to specifics only. I breathe once, grateful for guardrails. Theo's grin falters just enough to show a tooth he used to hide behind jokes. Jordan's gaze darts to the screen, then to me, then to Theo, and finally to the seat between us all where the scholarship used to live. I outline a simple timeline I printed at 2 p.m. At the library because my home printer hates me. 10:58. Hand phone to a teammate to borrow charger. 11:09. Unsent voicemail appears in my inbox. 11:12. Photo in stockroom at coffee shop. TV crawl visible. 11:13. Gym guest shows a new device with my credentials. 11:14. Forward of shortlist from my account to the public folder. I pass the printouts clockwise. Some people don't take them. Some hold like they're radioactive. Mia's pen taps a corner. Explain what's redacted. I do. The last 4 digits of my student ID, nothing else. We can examine the originals after. I offer. Anyone. I play 7 seconds of the unsent voicemail. My voice sounds like my voice filtered through a tunnel of fear. Meet me by the lockers. It'll make sense. The words are mine. The intention is not. My phone says I recorded this. I say quietly. But I was with a coworker. 2 coworkers, actually. On camera. I point to the time stamp on the photo like a patient naming a symptom without shame. Dr. Patel glances at Jordan. What do you need, he asks. Jordan's answer is immediate. To know whether my best friend wanted me to fail. I look at Theo, not accusatory, just human. He's gone still. And then he says, too evenly, what if the failure wasn't yours or mine, but destiny's? After the circle pauses for air, the room dilutes into smaller eddies. I escape to the bar for water. Theo materializes like a magician, producing a coin you already knew he palmed. He leans in, voice low enough to make the hairs at my neck debate their options. Walk away from the slideshow, he murmurs. People forgive faster when they don't feel lectured. I'm not lecturing, I say. I'm cleaning. He smiles without teeth. If you keep mopping, you might slip on something sharp. Mia finds us. Her presence a pressure point that can stop bleeding if placed right. We're doing this without threats, she says. Theo's eyebrows rise as if he's flattered that anyone could imagine him dangerous. I have nothing to hide, he says to her, not me. I'm concerned about Alex's PR instincts. Sam texts. Remember to protect the innocent if any show up in your evidence. My heart ticks. Dr. Patel gestures that the circle will reconvene in 5. Jordan stands apart, hands in pockets, looking at the ceiling as if the truth might be written there like an exit sign. Theo steps closer, breath cool with mint, eyes glittering with rehearsal. If you show those prints, someone else gets burned, he says. Someone who can't afford it now. The sentence lands like a dropped glass. There it is, the Y-shaped shadow. He's not scared for himself. He's protecting a person shaped like leverage. Who? I ask. He tilts his head toward the trophy cases. Reflections turn us into a movie about ghosts who can still hurt living people. Stop, Theo, Mia says. He shrugs, palms up, harmless as a stage dove. Just an observation. And then he adds, almost kindly, you didn't sleep for a week after prom. Don't start again tonight. Chairs scrape back into an oval. The projector hums like a hive. Dr. Patel reminds us we're not a court. We're a room of witnesses. I sit forward, palms damp and visible. I'm going to finish my apology with something I didn't do last time. I say, I'm going to stay. A few nods. Then I'll present the timeline and let anyone inspect the files afterward. No one has to believe me on faith. I pass extra copies to the middle. The top page is labeled simply, what happened, what I did, what I found. Under what I did, I list, left early, lent phone for charger, failed to show to appeal. Plain, unadorned, the way a ledger honors numbers without commentary. Under what I found, I list artifacts and where to verify them. Email headers saved with full metadata, photo EXIF data, the draft voicemail in my carrier's app. I'm not accusing anyone, I say. I'm saying the pattern points away from a solitary mistake and toward a perfect storm someone helped along. Jordan clears his throat. Can I ask one? Dr. Patel nods. If it wasn't you, Jordan says, then the message from your phone that told me to meet you. Who sent it? I don't know. I answer, the most honest sentence I own. But the device that most often borrowed my credentials that year belonged to someone whose screenshots used the same ID stamp as the one from the night. That doesn't prove anything. It suggests proximity. The projector shows a zoomed-in corner of a screenshot. Jim Guest, logged in on Theosopad. Theo's jaw clenches once, then relaxes into a smirk he's performed since sophomore year when attention skittered his way. Mia leans in. If someone else touched your phone, why? She asks, voice gentle enough to carry a sharp point. I swallow. The why is the detonator and the mercy both. And then the ballroom door opens, and the retired coach walks in carrying a dusty cardboard box marked Cameras, May 18th. The coach's box lands on a side table with the soft thud of time returning with receipts. Was cleaning out the garage, he says, sheepish. Found backups we thought were blank. This one's the wing by the gym in the office. Not great, but it's something. Dr. Patel looks mildly stunned and deeply grateful to fate for staying on schedule. Theo's face drains and then remembers how to pretend. A laptop appears, a cable snakes, and grainy footage flickers like a VHS ghost. No audio. A timestamp stutters in green. 11:10 p.m. The coach's office door. My back appears, familiar and humiliating. Same hoodie, same posture. I plug in my phone. I leave. 30 seconds later, someone else slips in. Hood up. The frame catches only their side profile, but the way they move is a signature my bones recognize. Quick, theatrical, like every hallway was a stage. The person picks up my phone, taps, glances at a tablet, glances again at my phone, then leaves with both, returns 2 minutes later, sets my phone down, and exits with the tablet tucked tight. Theo exhales hard through his nose, a laugh he can't sell. That could be anyone, he says. Half the school moved like me. Mia presses pause on a frame where the hood shifts enough to show a curl of hair and the corner of a distinct sticker on the tablet case. A cartoon wolf in sunglasses. Our mascot, yes, but with a tiny doodle of a crown Mia herself added at a pep rally. That was yours, she says softly. I drew it when you said our team needed a king. Jordan is very still. His voice arrives late to his mouth. Theo, he says, tell me you didn't. Theo smiles because that's his last defense left. I wanted you to be hungry, he says. You were so safe, so sure. Pressure makes diamonds. All the air leaves the room like a punched lung. And then Jordan stands so fast his chair flips, and his hands shake in a way I've never seen. No one moves for 3 breaths. Then everything moves at once. Someone curses. Someone cries quietly. Dr. Patel speaks in measured tones that do not belong in a battlefield, but somehow work anyway. Theo looks smaller without the scaffolding of laughter, still trying posture after posture that won him applause for a decade. It was supposed to light a fire, he says, ridiculous and terrifying at the same time. You'd lose the interview, sure, but then you'd claw back twice as hard. You'd thank me later. Jordan's laugh is a sound the room doesn't recognize. I didn't sleep for months, he says. I thought my best friend sold me out, and then hid. He turns to me. You didn't sell me out, he says, a sentence I didn't come here expecting to receive. It lands in a tender place that remembers how to breathe. But you did leave me with the wreckage, he adds, and I nod because I did. Consequences, someone mutters, maybe me, maybe the air. The committee wants to know if campus wants a statement posted to the reunion page. Others want privacy. Dr. Patel asks us to name next steps that focus on repair, not spectacle. We talk about letters, real paper, acknowledging harm. Theo stares at his hands like they're overdue a confession. All right, he says. I'll talk to the district if there's anything to fix retroactively. I'll pay for whatever can be paid. Not everything can be paid. Some things can be honored with work. I feel something unclench around my heart, and then notice the bruise underneath. This truth absolves a slice and indicts me somewhere else. The way I chose vanishing over presence when presence was the only apology that would have mattered early. My job is not exoneration. It's repair where repair is possible. My boss texts me, "You okay for Monday's shift?" I smile because the ordinary still expects me. And then Mia touches my sleeve and says quietly, "There's one more person we need to talk to tonight." We relocate to the dim bar across the street, away from the chandelier and the stage. The bartender knows the reunion crowd and pours water like we're marathoners at mile 20. Mia has already messaged the person we need to talk to, the assistant principal from back then, now a dean in another district, the one whose inbox received the forward, whose silence hardened the rumor's concrete. She joins on video, pixels swimming, background a tidy office with plants that have never been neglected. We explain the new receipts. She listens like a pro and apologizes for the institution, which is both meaningful and insufficient. We didn't want to spotlight the mess, she says. We didn't want to be sued. Honesty like that helps. Anger, too. Jordan outlines what repair looks like for him. A formal letter acknowledging the sabotage on record, an addendum in his file, a note to the Scholarship Foundation documenting the interference, even if it can't retroactively give him a second interview. He doesn't want a parade. He wants the story corrected where it lives in systems. Theo agrees to write his part with specificity and to refrain from self-justifying paragraphs where he pretends fate co-authored his choices. For me, repair is steadier and smaller. Coffee with Jordan once a month for 6 months, if he wants it. No defensive monologues. Real listening. Amends that don't ask him to comfort me. Sam drafts boundaries on a napkin like a contract. If anyone tries to relitigate this for sport, he says, we disengage. We already did the work. I'll also send annotated files to anyone who was hurt by the rumor, with redactions explained, and I won't chase people who don't reply. When we step outside, rain has finally started, soft as forgiveness without fanfare. The hotel sign blurs to a halo. My hoodie drinks the weather like a penitent. Jordan stands under the awning, a half smile testing its legs on his face. And then he says, tomorrow we go to the gym at noon and rewrite that hallway. The gym smells exactly the same. Dust, varnish, the ghost of oranges from halftime. Noonlight stripes the floor like a new calendar. Jordan and I stand where we once argued, near the trophy case that holds a photo of our team trying too hard not to grin. We don't stage anything. We don't pose. We just look at the place where the timeline fractured and then we walk it forward. Presence as an act of revision, not erasure. It feels small and, somehow, like a cathedral suddenly learned how to hum. I think about what an apology requires. No qualifiers. Naming harm as the person experienced it. Offering amends without bargaining. Staying present even if forgiveness doesn't arrive on your schedule. Accountability isn't an exoneration event. It's a practice, dull and gorgeous in the way a clean kitchen sink is gorgeous after a long day. If you're sitting on a story like mine, here's the kitchen table tech. Save metadata, keep originals, write dates down, ask 3 people who remembered different corners. And when you speak, do it like you're laying bricks someone else will walk on safely. Theo will write his letters this week. The dean will add the note. Our reunion page will hold a paragraph that doesn't glitter but does the truth's modest work. Mia sent me a playlist that starts with the song we used to play before exams. Sam texted, "Proud of you," without emojis because he knows it lands better plain. Jordan and I have coffee on the calendar. He's not a symbol. He's my friend, complicated and generous and not responsible for my redemption arc. I leave the gym with rain drying on my hoodie and a receipt of my own. A screenshot of the calendar invite, 12 p.m. Walk and talk. Maybe that's all repair is. Walking and talking until the ground feels honest again.